Welcome to our yoga practice today. If you have a blanket and blocks and a yoga strap, go ahead and have them nearby. Any substitutes you have would be perfect. And just a moment before we begin. So if a cross-legged seat works for you, you are welcome to join me in this position. You're of course welcome to sit in a balance ball or chair. We might slide a couple of props underneath the hips or underneath the knees. You take a few moments to arrive. Let the eyes rest. Perhaps give the body a little wobble. Take a deep inhale in through the nose, let it go through the mouth. And perhaps inviting the chin to release a little closer to the chest. And just observing the back of the neck, the sides of the neck. And we might imagine that we're going to go up a slide, a playground slide, the wrong way. So you're gradually ramping up that slide. So the back of the head is moving backwards and rising, the crown of the head slowly rising. And we'll find ourselves in kind of this very upright position. It feels a little strange. We might just give a little yes nod. Yeah, it feels a little strange. And just pick a direction. Turn your nose slowly to one side. Breathe in, check the breath. And we might find a tiny, tiny yes nod as we arrive to that side. Try to keep the shoulders forward. And almost like you're trying to hear someone behind you. Maybe we tilt the head a little bit back, just a little. Listen to your neck. And as we move forward, letting the chin dip closer to the upper chest on that side. Gradually, slowly tracing the clavicle to the middle. Taking a moment again to breathe, let the eyes rest, slide the hands forward, slide the shoulders forward. Let them move up towards the earlobes as the crown of the head rises slowly. Move the shoulders down and back. Feel the ribs expand with the inhale. Softening, finding ease with the exhale. Give the body a very gentle wobble. Getting longer, taller. Lifting up out of the low back. Let the body sigh as the chin returns towards the chest. Here comes Matilda. And we're going back up that playground slide from the bottom. Ramping back up, crown of the head, rising. And again, it feels a little awkward. We might find that yes nod, letting the nose tip move to the second side. So we're turning to that second side, keeping shoulders forward. And maybe tilting the head back again, like we just can't quite hear what they're saying. And then letting the chin drop a little closer to that upper side of the chest. And we might pause along the way. Maybe you're finding a delicious spot in that long side of the neck. And slowly tracing the clavicle back to the middle. Slide the hands forward, shoulders rising. Shoulders releasing down and back. Feeling the ribs expand with the inhale. Perhaps hearing, feeling the breath as it departs the body. Hearing the air, noticing perhaps the temperature of the air as it enters the body. And then inviting the right elbow. Let's bend the right elbow And extend that arm up in the air. Take it slowly. Stay mindful of the shoulder, the side body, the hip. You might give a little nod. Yep, feeling that, feeling a little lengthening there. Maybe movement through the fingers. And let that arm come all the way down. Just give yourself a moment to notice that cascade of sensation. Bending that left elbow, that second elbow. Take your time as you feel ready, reaching that arm up in the air. Maybe some movement in the fingers, maybe a little nod of the head. Breathing into those side ribs. And releasing down. Take all the time you need. Let's circle the hands around the knees. Hello, knees. How are they doing? And maybe just acknowledge which leg you have on top or which leg you have in front. We'll swap it up in a moment. Let's rock on back and extend both legs. Bring a little movement through the knees. Flex the feet, point the feet, go back and forth, pointing, flexing. Try out ankle circles. And go the other way, circle, second direction. And let's slide those feet back in, bringing that second leg now on top or in front. And take a few moments, maybe you wiggle in hands free. We might use the hands as an assist. Wobble those sits bones back. Riding on this side. Maybe things feel the same, a little more, a little less interesting. Let's spin the palms forward. Invite the arms high. And as we exhale, draw the elbows down. So this is a more open, back bendy position. The shoulder blades feel like they're moving together. Beginning to draw the elbows and maybe the pinky sides of the hands towards one another. The shoulder blades are widening and we may round in. As we inhale, open it up. The gaze may rise. We might curl the fingers in this time around, making fists as we exhale to round. Let's again inhale, open it up. And through the middle, exhale, rounding. Let's inhale, open it up to the right. And as we exhale, we may round down to the right. Inhale, open it up through the middle. Exhale, round down through the middle. Inhale, open left. Exhale, round down through the left. Inhale, open it up through the middle. Last time, exhale, rounding down through the middle. Inhale, open it up. Let the hands drop down. Give yourself a moment, maybe a little nod of the head. And let's find left ear, tipping left ear towards its shoulder. Maybe the head nods. We might just hold still, getting into that side of the neck, that long right side of the neck. We may expand the right arm out. Palm could be facing forward. We may have movement in the fingers. We may gather the hand in and use the left hand. Give yourself some support. Bring that head back to the middle. So second side ear tipping towards its shoulder. Saying hello. We're trying not to rush it on this side. Again, it might be a little different. Maybe we're expanding that left hand out, movement in the fingers, palms perhaps facing forward, but maybe you prefer palm up, palm down, palm back. And then we'll gather the arm back in and support the head back to the middle. Let's spin palms forward, invite both arms high, and exhale, rotating, twisting over towards the right. Let's inhale, come back to the middle, and exhale, rotating, twisting, second side. Maybe a nod of the head. Inhale through the middle, thumbs to forehead, thumbs to heart. Slide the heels of the hands down, and let's carry the elbows over to the right, and perhaps nose tip back to the right. Maybe a little nod. Yep, intense in the forearm. If you're tucking that elbow in, it's probably less intense. Try to open the elbow out. Let's move back to the middle, circling the wrists. Go the other way. Palms connect, slide the elbows to the left, chin perhaps to the left. And we'll move back through center, perhaps rocking back. Send the legs out. Wobble rock those sits bones forward. Draw the little toe sides of the feet together. Pull the little toe sides of the feet back. So like the palms connect, maybe the feet don't come all the way together. We're just going back and forth. Opening, closing. And then just give a little wiggle, shake it out. Well, think about coming down onto back body. If you need a little extra padding, maybe unroll your blanket. Let's bring ourselves down onto the back with knees right into the chest. And we might do a little rock side to side. Perhaps we're drawing figure eights with the hips. Dusting off the feet, let the soles of the feet land on the ground. Start seesawing the feet, rocking from the heels to the ball mounds of the toes, going back and forth, back and forth. And then land the feet and let your fingertips rest on the fronts of your hips. So let's seesaw the pelvis a little bit. Tilt the tailbone down moderately. And if it needs to be large at first, that's fine. We'll just try to make it more subtle as we go along. And then curl the tailbone up like we're rocking back on our heels. We're rocking back towards the waistband of your pants. And then tilting down. So there's more arch in the back away from the floor. Give it a few tries going back and forth. And then land in the middle. Let the arms come down, palms on the ground. And let's take all the fingers up towards the ceiling. And if the shoulders agree, keep going. Take the arms overhead. And just give yourself a moment to arrive there. Step the right foot in closer to the glute and reach the left leg long. Active left foot. So left toes point up to the ceiling. Take a moment to breathe, and maybe this is plenty of sensation. We might hook the thumbs together and reach those upper arms even more overhead, perhaps mobilizing fingers. Bend the elbows, grab the right wrist, widen the elbows apart. Step the left foot in. Let's bring the hands back down by the hips. As you feel ready, take the arms overhead, reaching that right leg long, pressing down through the heel. We might reverse the hook of the thumbs. It tends to feel a bit odd. Palms facing up, lengthen the arms up, shoulders may feel like they're moving closer to the ears. What's that left leg doing? Is it tipping out to the side? For now, let's try to keep that left inner knee hugging in towards midline. So the knee points up to the ceiling, press down through that right foot. Start to bend the elbows, grab the left wrist. We may be stepping the right foot in, pressing the elbows apart or pulling them apart. Releasing, let the hands come down, resting on the belly. Heel toe feet perhaps closer together, hands by the hips. Fan the toes. Curl the hips up. As the hips rise, start to float the arms overhead. And then slowly roll down the back body, letting the arms come gradually down. Let's open both arms out towards a T position, palms face up, maybe a little movement in the fingers, contracting and relaxing the arches of the feet. And then fan the fingers and turn the nose tip to the right. And we might find a little nod of the head. It could just be a micro nod. We may just rest the eyes, breathing, feeling into that left hand, left wrist, left forearm, maybe the left side of the neck. Soften the fingers, let the chin move back to the middle. We might find a tiny yes nod in the middle. Open the fingers, backs of the hands to the ground. Let the chin roll to the second side. Ooh, take your time. Remember, you can soften, you can back off as needed. We may be noticing a lot in the right wrist, elbow, forearm, maybe a tiny nod of the head. Soften the wrists, the fingers, let the head find the middle, give a little wobble. Let's bring the hands back in, elbows alongside the ribs, let the hands land on the floor. So we'll simultaneously press into the feet, lift the hips, the left arm, and turn the nose towards the right, knees tracking forward. Nose tip to the middle, we're landing the hips and the left hand with control. Full body breath. As you feel ready, second side. So the right arm rises and the nose tip moves over to the left, rolling back down. Let's come up through the middle. So nose tip at center, let the arms rise, the hips rise. And we bring it all back down to the ground. Let's go one more time to each side. So the left arm rises, nose tip to the right. Take your time, landing, listening, breathing. When you feel ready, second side, right arm rises, nose tip to the left, and slowly coming back to the middle. One more time to center. Arms up, hips up, nose stays centered, and exhale, releasing down. Rock that left thigh into the chest. Weave the hands perhaps around the thigh, maybe around the back of the thigh or the front of the shin. We might extend that right heel long. We might find a little jostle, a little rock. We might put a prop out to the left. Hold on to that left knee. Let that left knee move to the left and right arm moves out to the right. So perhaps we have a block or a blanket, a bolster. Maybe we're bringing that left knee closer to the ground. We don't have to keep a hand on the leg. Let's notice what's happening with the right hip. Are we tipping all the way to the left? And is that right hip really rolling up to the ceiling more? Let's try to keep that right thigh, right hip hugging back down to the ground. So let's move left knee back up towards the ceiling. Step right foot in. Start to rock that right thigh into the chest and perhaps find your bind. We may be sending that left leg long. We might be finding a little rock, a little wobble. Breathing into belly. Slacken jaw. And then perhaps we're starting to open that leg out to the right and extend the left arm. We might stay more active through the left foot as though we're standing on it. You might decide you want those props underneath the right leg. And let's move all the way back to center, stepping, feet in, swing the hips over to the left. Take the right arm out to the right and carefully tip and rest on right side body. Give yourself a moment like you're side lying. Start to press into that left hand, the grounded hand. Rising up, lengthen forward, finding a little lift, a little twist. We may shift a little more weight into the grounded hand, perhaps breathing into the stretch, the tension on that right side body. Maybe it's more about the twist. So take your time to come back down, slide the arm out, rock the knees through center, land the feet. And maybe it takes one or two swings to bring the hips over to the right. Let's rock those knees back into the chest, tipping onto that side lying position, second side. Give yourself a moment, just feel side lying. Plant the top hand and use that to slowly rise up. Maybe we walk the hands a little more left. Maybe we sink more weight into that left hand. Breathing into left side ribs, around the belly. But this time, instead of coming back down to side line, let's pull both knees into the chest. So let's bring ourselves around so that we can find a kneeling position, at least briefly, and you might want some padding for the knees. So plug that knee padding in if you like, plant the hands. Send the right heel back, pitch back through that right heel with chin tucking in towards the chest, maybe a little nod of the head. Land the right knee, send the left heel back. Maybe a little nod of the head. I'm going to take both knees back to the ground, knees perhaps wide, muckle the mat, the ground with your fingerprints. Round the back, coming into a cat pose. And maybe this cat has a little vibration, a little wiggle side to side. Let the ribs dip, reaching the sternum forward, and maybe we lean the hips slowly to one side, find the middle, and we may try that on the other side. Find the middle, curl the tailbone under, back is rounding. Release to neutral, we may tuck the toes, lifting the hips, pedaling the feet into a down face dog position. Moving through the heels, the toes, and perhaps we land both heels grounded. We may find a little nod, circle nod of the head. We may need to wiggle the feet a little further back to rock on forward towards a plank position, getting even more into the toes. Perhaps landing the knees, find our way onto the belly and then the forearms. Walking those elbows forward. We may lean over to the right a little and bend that left knee. Perhaps chin comes towards left shoulder. Breathing. Releasing top of the left foot to the ground. We might just sidewide a little side to side. And eventually tip a little more to the left, chin moving toward that right shoulder as we bend the right knee. And we might find a little rock, a little movement through that leg. Releasing the top of the foot to the ground. Let the forehead find its way down. Slide the hands back. Roll the shoulders forward and up. Let the chest rise. Pressing hips back towards heels. So we're moving into a child's pose. If you need maybe to roll up some towels, some hand towels, and put them in your knee pits, please do. Feel free to grab a bolster. Maybe you'd like to use a block to support the brow. So your brow could be on the ground. Your arms might be extending forward. You may prefer to keep bend in elbows. Let's rise partway up, walking the hands over to the right. And if the brow has a prop, take that prop with you. We might be pinning the left hand down with the right and leaning the hips and the ribs more left. And let's come back through center, find that lift, and take the arms, the ribs, up and over to that other side. So perhaps we're pinning that right hand down. We may lean the ribs, the hips more right. And let's move back to the middle. As we find the middle, you may want that knee pad, knee cushioning, and you might want a couple of blocks. So let's rise up, make sure the knees, the shins have sufficient cushioning. Let's shift a little weight to the left so that you can hike that right hip up. We're starting to step and hover that right foot forward and let it land. Tipping forward, we might need to reach down with our hands and assist lift that foot further forward, sinking into a lunge. We might find a little movement through the hips. Stay mindful of that knee. And we may slide back, scooching, inchworming even that right foot further forward, rocking back on the heel. We may spin our blocks higher, wrapping the little toe side of the foot back, sending that right hip back. And let's slide that heel back in, land the foot. It's easier with blocks. You can do it with your hands on the ground, but we might be pressing down into the blocks to lift and hover that right foot off the ground. So maybe we have 2 blocks down. I'm just lifting to show the foot. We might be circling. Maybe it's a touchdown, a lift up, and then cycle that knee back. So we may sit back for a moment, breathing. You're welcome to sit on a block. We'll think about rising back up and shifting weight to that right side so that we can hike that left hip up towards the armpit, hovering the shin. Take your time, and maybe we're touching down, playing hot potato with the foot, with the toes, trying to challenge the balance, and eventually landing the foot and letting the blocks land, letting the hands land, shifting it. And maybe we're assisting that foot. You could inchworm forward with your toes. You could lift the foot a little further forward. We may find movement through the hips. And then sliding back. And if it's a little sudden to come right into that extended leg position, we might go back and forth. Maybe we're rolling the blocks up, sliding the heel forward, rocking back on the heel, toe tips high. Little toe side of the foot likes to sickle in towards midline. Try to draw it back towards that outer hip. We may slide that heel back, and we may be pressing down into the blocks and playing with lifting that foot up and off the ground. And maybe it's hot potato, and eventually cycling the knee back. So perhaps we sit back, perhaps we rise up, shift weight to the left, hike that right leg, play as much hot potato as needed. Maybe we put hands on the leg and lean into that front leg. Listen to the knee, check in with the knee. We're thinking about coming to stand here, so we might be shifting down. We could have the back toes, paws, back toes touching down, rise up, step the foot in, shift it out. So same side, taking it back. Let's bend both knees. Maybe a little bounce in those knees. How are the knees feeling? Maybe we know we want to lean on that thigh. Maybe we're just ready to lift the leg into the chest. Reach that leg back, toes back. Carefully, carefully coming down. Shifting back. Playing with that balance, cycling back, and sitting back. And you are welcome to stack your blocks or sit on your blocks in that kneeling seat. While we're here, we may leave the hands together, scoop the hands forward, invite the arms high. Take a moment to rotate over to the right, find the middle, rotate left, find the middle. Let the hands come down to the hips, roll the shoulders back, back of the head back, elbows back. Maybe leave the hands together. You can always use a strap instead of binding the hands. We may extend the arms, take it to the right, find the middle, take it to the left, find the middle, and releasing. So second side, when you're ready, we'll rise up, the weight shifting right, we're hiking that left hip up, we're playing with that balance, we're challenging the balance, we're shifting forward, maybe hands on the thigh, maybe we're hands free. We may shift forward so we can tuck the toes, shift it back. We might lift that knee up. What would it take? Maybe a whole bunch of little taps to bring that right foot forward. Let's take a moment, bend the knees, and consider circling the knees. Go the other way, moving through those ankles. Make sure you try both directions. And then we're taking it back. So right leg goes back. Maybe we're tapping, maybe we're lifting the leg high, reaching back. Take your time. Maybe we're leaning on a wall, we're catching our balance on a wall, or using a broom handle, a swifter handle. Slowly, slowly come on down. Maybe point the toes instead of keeping them tucked as we tip back. Maybe we need to inchworm, peel the heel up. Ooh, sound effects optional. So finding your spot, Maybe we're sitting on a block or several. Staying with the breath. Grab the left wrist. The heel of the hand comes high. Tuck the ribs down. Rotate a little towards the right. We'll bring it back to the middle. Swap your grip. Rotate a little to the left. Tuck the ribs down moderately. Rise back up. Let's release the hands. Move your block out of the way. We might reach the hands forward, pedal the feet, and take a walk, bringing the feet up to the hands. So we're bringing ourselves up to a top, short edge of the mat. The head may nod. We may stretch that bottom jaw away from the top jaw, fan the toes wide. We may very gently swing the hips, or more like sway, very slowly, gently. Tip or sway the hips to one side. And then the other, take your time, feeling through it. And let's start to rise halfway up. If the feet are particularly wide, heel toe, feet in, give a little rock forward and back. Put bend in the knees. And we'll rise all the way back up to stand. Thumbs to brow, thumbs to heart. So from your standing position, let's grab that left wrist again, like we did kneeling. Bring the arms high, and let's step the left toe back. Put a little bend in that right knee, and rotate towards the right. There's a little rotation, there's a little side bend over to the right. We'll step the feet back together, swap your grip. Right foot is stepping back, you're holding the right wrist. We're bending left knee, we're rotating and leaning a little to the left. And we'll come back up through the middle. Let the arms come down. Give the shoulders a little movement. Now maybe one side or the other felt kind of delicious to you and you want to revisit it or spend a little more time there. You might like the wrist grip, maybe you preferred the fingers bound together. So let this be your version, what feels right in your body in this movement. So maybe we're weaving fingers, we don't have to. We might bend both knees, maybe we're stepping left leg back, finding that rotation and lean to the right. Perhaps you prefer the wrist grip. We'll bring it back to center and trading sides. We'll find our way so that both feet are back together. We'll come to a short edge of the mat. Spin the palms to face forward, circle the arms all the way up. And as we exhale, forward fold. We may find that little nod, circle, nod the head. Sending left leg back. Feel free to grab that knee padding. You may want it on the left long edge of your mat for that left knee. Back knee doesn't have to come down, it's just a possibility. So we may place left hand on the ground over to the left. And perhaps we cycle that right arm up in the air. We may tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, pitching back through that back heel. We may prefer to have hand on the thigh. Letting both hands come to the ground, we may step back or wiggle back into a down face dog position. Maybe it's a long dog. We may turn the heels out, shifting forward towards that plank position. Where do you want your knee padding now? Maybe we're making adjustments in our plank and gradually coming back down to the belly. So variation one, we may rise up into Sphinx pose. We can stay here. We may drop down, slide the hands back, roll up into a cobra. Releasing down. We may reach the hands back lift the chest and tip to one side. Find the middle, keep breathing. Tip to the other side. We may find the middle, crisscross the forearms, rest the brow, or turn the nose to one side. We may take the hands back and weave the hands together. Now, if we're always crossing one thumb, maybe the right thumb is the dominant crosser, swap it up, try the other thumb. We may lift the chest, tip to the right, left shoulder rising. Find the middle, tip to the left. Find the middle, releasing, take a rest. Let's slide the hands forward, start to rise back up into your Sphinx with chin over to the right, and we're bending that right knee. Listen to your hips, your low back, your knees, your shoulder. Listen to the front of your thigh. Releasing, maybe we're tucking those right toes and lifting the left foot and turning the chin over to the left. And releasing. So maybe like me, you've got a prop on your mat and just kind of have to work with it. If you like where it is, or you just got to make some adjustments. You can repeat anything we've done previously. You might be stacking that left forearm in front of the chest, bending that right leg, turning the chin to the right. Stay super mindful of your knee, your low back. So we might grab the foot, and we're not pushing the foot out to the side, but we may hug the heel down. The elbow may point up to the ceiling. The head of the shoulder may roll forward, perhaps nose tip towards the middle. We might point the left foot. Releasing and swapping. So right forearm in front of the chest, starting to look to the left. Maybe left knee bends, left hand may find the top of the foot. We may point the elbow up and roll the head of the shoulder forward. Perhaps nose tip points to the ground. Maybe even angles a little bit to the right. Breathing into belly. And releasing, letting that foot come down. Take a rest, perhaps turn the nose tip to the second side. Let's bring the hands alongside the chest, pressing hips back towards heels, child's pose. Sliding the hands in. So we're going to think about coming to that other side. Now maybe you choose to come back into down dog. So we might tuck the toes, we may lift the hips. We may just take a walk, walking hands, walking feet back up to that top short edge of the mat. We may sink both knees and circle the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, heart rising, reaching that right leg back, and maybe you want that knee padding, putting it on that long right edge of the mat. Shifting down into your lunge. Right hand may widen. We might keep left hand on left knee. We could stay here, just finding the twist. Maybe we're lifting that back knee off and reaching left fingers high. Let's come over this side just a little differently. Start to cycle that left hand down to the ground. Pivot the feet around, heel toe feet, until you wiggle into a wide-legged forward bend. So we might be tipping in with hands on blocks, fingers pointing forward. Maybe a little nod of the head. We may walk the heels of the hands further back, closer to alignment with the heels of the feet. And we may rise part way up. Let's look left, point left toes, left knee more left, and start to go for a lateral lunge. Maybe we have hands on a block. Draw up on the thigh, draw up on the kneecap on that long leg side. And let's move it back through the middle. Fan the toes and repeat. So you might extend that left leg, lift, fan left toes, and then rebend left knee, and I'm mirroring. And we may rise up, pivot, left toes in, find the middle. And perhaps we're tipping back in, leaning back into it. And we may rise up, angle right toes, right knee, more right, starting to explore that side lunge, drawing up on left thigh, left kneecap. And at any point, extend the leg, lift, fan the toes, and repeat. And perhaps again, extending that long leg, the leg we were just bending, lift, fan the toes, and rebend that knee. So that left leg, the long leg side, we're continuing to draw up on the front of the thigh, up on the knee. Let's find our way back to the middle, level the hips, and perhaps we walk the heels of the hands a little further back. We may roll the elbows in towards one another. Let's bring the hands forward, rising up. Heel, toe, feet in. But bend the knees, maybe forearms to thighs if you're feeling lightheaded. Just take it slowly, let the head gradually come up. Maybe we don't lift the arms if we're feeling lightheaded. We may root, take the arms and gaze high, and let the arms release down. Give yourself a moment, shift it out. And then let's step the feet wide again. Maybe we're going a little bit wider. Right toes turn towards the short edge of the mat. Fan the toes. Bend into that front knee, check in with the knee, check in with the hip. Let's open it up. Hands might stay on the hips, shoulders forward. Power person pose. We may take both arms long, peering over to the right, looking to the right. We may spin palms to face up and grab opposite elbows overhead. We might take a moment, just press the elbows into the hands. And releasing, extend the leg, pivot the toes forward, left toes out, and let's say hello to this side, bending, extending. Maybe we're landing in that lunge, hands on hips or arms extending. Chin perhaps left, roll the palms up. Arms high, grab opposite elbows. And perhaps we're pressing the elbows out into the hands. We extend, heel, toe, navigating feet back in. Please feel free to come to a wall, hands or even back body on the wall. Or maybe just step off. The speed bump in your floor. This is a very old house. There's definitely a speed bump in the floor there. We might find a little rock forward and back on the feet. Root down through the left foot. Grow some roots. Lift that right leg. Scoop the knee up to the chest. Maybe left hand to the hip, maybe left hand's on the wall. And we might open that knee out to the side. You could fully extend the arm if you've got room for it, or again, use a wall, hand on the wall. Let's bring that leg back to center. We might scoop underneath the leg, press out through the heel. Hug the standing thigh back, crown of the head, long, reaching up to the ceiling. Rebend, release, shift it out. Maybe a little rock forward, a little rock back. Grow roots through that right foot, peel the heel up, and invite that knee up. Scoop under the leg. Maybe we wobble and find balance, and we might drop it and try again. We definitely differ side to side. Maybe we have right hand at hip as we open that left knee. We might extend that left arm. Let's bring the knee forward, scoop under the leg, reach out through the heel, crown of the head high. Hugging standing thigh back. Rebending, releasing with control. Shift it out, take a little walk, and step the feet again wide. Right toes turn to the right. We're bending into that right knee. We're tipping down into our side angle and maybe reaching the top arm, the left arm straight up or overhead. If you want a little more stretch in that right leg, we may drop the right hand onto a block and extend into triangle. Let's bend back into that front knee. We want for the straight leg variation. We'll come back up towards a warrior two. Invite the arms high, grab opposite elbows. Option to drop the right hand, and pat yourself on the back with the hand, hold the right elbow. We may tip lean towards the left, towards that long leg, and we may press that right elbow into the hand, hug the hand into the elbow. We might lunge deeper. Extend the right leg, pivot right toes forward, left toes out, lunge into that knee, forearm on the thigh. We may take that right arm straight up or overhead. We can certainly stay there. Maybe we're locating a block, dropping a block under that left hand and extending left leg. We may be bending, lunging back into the knee. If we went for the straight leg variation, we might be finding a way right into warrior two, arms up, grab opposite elbows. We may pat ourselves on the back with the left hand. We may lean towards the straight leg, the right leg side. Press that left elbow into the hand and vice versa. Rising back up. Pivot the toes forward. Release the arms down. Heel, toe, feet. A little wider than hips distance. Create a V shape, a moderate V shape with the feet. Consider bending the knees. Listen to the knees. Maybe we sink deeper. Those heels may need to rise. Some of us are going to be able to keep our heels down. We might want wedges underneath the heels. Dropping ourselves down into a squat. And you can certainly use blocks under the hands to mosey, tipping side to side. And we might just linger on one side, getting into the hip, stretching into the sole of the foot. And now maybe to come all the way down, we decide, I'm going to sit on a block to get there. We might just rock back and move those feet forward. We might decide to find our blanket. Maybe the block's a little high. We need something softer, more malleable. So we might shift forward and bring the blanket back into play. So if you've got a balance ball, roll it nearby. It's a great prop. If you've got blocks and a bolster, you could have all of those nearby. Let's fold the left leg in and reach out through that right leg. And maybe we're not even on the blanket. Maybe we're coming closer to the ground. So you could use a balance ball. You could use a chair seat. These are two blocks with a bolster on top, just creating a little tabletop to lean forward onto. We may support the ground with the sides of the thumbs. We could stack the thumbs, the forearms. We're comfortable with the height we're at. Maybe we're dropping down and turning the nose to one side. Please make a note if you took your nose to one side, which side that is. And we may start to rise up. And as we rise up, we may rotate towards the bent knee. And we can stick with this variation. We may take the outside hand. So if it's at left knee, left hand, and we may lean over on that left hand so that that right heel, right leg kind of slides after the hip. And we can stay right here. We might take that right arm up in the air. We can stay here, but perhaps we rock onto that left shin. Lifting up, we may tip it back. We might bring the hand to the back of the head. And then gradually dropping ourselves back down to the ground, folding the long leg, the right leg in. How's that left wrist doing? We may circle, maybe we just flex, or bring the hand onto the side ribs. Rocking back, second leg, maybe left leg long, right knee bent. And give yourself a little moment to rock in, find your spot. Maybe we want to elevate the prop that we're sitting on. Maybe we want that long leg a little wider. You can put support under the heel or knee. And we might gradually start to lean in. We don't have to go for the deepest variation on this side. We might get there more gradually, perhaps supporting the brow, stacking the fist, or maybe we're coming down and turning the head to that second side. So if we turn the head to one side, try the second side here. And you are welcome to stay with this variation, stay a while longer if you like. We may be rising up and turning, twisting towards right knee, bend knee. And we may be releasing that right hand to the ground. And that left heel, that left leg may just kind of drag or follow. And we can stick with that. We might open left arm up in the air. We may look up. You don't have to go anywhere else. You can back this off, but perhaps we're rolling onto that right shin, left foot. Reaching the arm up and the arm peering up, or maybe we're peering down, bringing the hand to the back of the head, tipping the head back into the hand. And gradually releasing, returning to the seat, perhaps scooping the leg in. We may self-massage the hand we were just on, the palm, the wrist, the forearm. Maybe we're clustering, going back and forth, or bringing the hands to the ribs. What feels good to you? Perhaps circling, maybe reaching out through the fingers. And we may take both legs wide now, pressing out through the heels, sending the hips back. And we might want the hands behind the back. Maybe we're tipping back, leaning back. It's possible we're finding our props again, centering the props. Maybe we're thinking about leaning on them. Doesn't mean we have to. You may start to come forward and support the brow. Perhaps staying a while longer. We may be rising up, scooping under the knees, inviting the legs back in. And we may take our props. You might be rolling up a blanket or your mat. You might use a big cushion, a bolster, or a couple of blocks. So this will be a back bend. If blocks are the props, you're putting one under your head as the pillow. The other block will go a level lower at your shoulder blades. You could have it narrow or wide. It may vary day to day, which variation feels better to you. If you're rolling up a blanket, your mat, or a bolster, we'll just use it full length. And if we're using the full length prop, you're bringing your low back onto the prop, tipping carefully backwards and making sure the head and neck are supported. So sometimes with a mat or a rolled blanket, we need the block as well to be the pillow. Now the arms might be opening wide, draping down towards the ground. The legs could be crossed. You might prefer knees pointing to the ceiling or legs straight. Give yourself a few moments to drop in. Let the eyes rest. Let the teeth separate. The lips may spontaneously part. Feeling the movement of the ribs through the breath cycles. Breath may be deepening. Feeling the rise of the belly, the fall of the belly. The tongue may run across the fronts of teeth. We may be bringing movement back to toes. Movement fingers. We may bend the elbows and circle the wrists. Perhaps gathering the elbows in, letting the hands rest on the ribs. Inviting the knees up towards the ceiling, soles of the feet to the ground, perhaps heel toeing feet wide. Tipping knees in. We may take a moment to step the feet to the left and very carefully roll off your props to rest on that right side. Taking all the time you need to support yourself back to a seat. Maybe bringing that second favorite leg on top or in front. Sitting with the breath. Connecting palms, rubbing hands together. Bringing a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. Deep inhale. Releasing. Sealing our practice with our own vibrational sound, sound healing. Deep inhale through the nose. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this practice. Let me know if anyone has any questions.